likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them, yeah. Get them likes up. 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 Get them likes up.
What's up, everybody? It is Easter Sunday. I hope y'all having a good Easter. Welcome to another episode of Spinning the Block. I am Karmelo Anthony, and I am here with.
Derek Demure.
And it's your boy DJ Designs.
Say we don't make the headlines.
We just debate the headlines and give them to you straight.
And this episode, of course, is brought to you by D's Totally Teas Infused BOA. Make sure you check out these businesses. So let's get into it. There are some updates that we want to jump into first because there's been, a lot of news going on. And first, I want to start off with Diddy. I feel like we're going to be talking about him for a few months now because this trial is going to be interesting. But Diddy basically is trying to take a page out of Young Thug's book by going and hiring his lawyer, Brian Steele. He basically got Young Thug off of prison time and got him just to do probation. And I think that that's what Diddy is trying to get done right here with this move. And this is going to be something really interesting to watch and see how it goes for him. But what do y'all think about this move? Y'all think it's going to boost his legal team? You think it's going to actually work for him?
I mean, I feel like Brian Steele is a shark. And when he smells blood, he goes after it. I feel like Thugger should have let Brian do his thing anyways. Brian wanted to get him out, forget probation, wanted to get him off charges, drop, period, and then go after the people for putting bogus charges on you. But see, Thugger didn't want to take it that far, and I feel like Diddy has the means to take it that far, and he probably has a vendetta to take it that far. So I think him linking up with Brian Steele is a cold job, bro. I think it's a good move.
To me, it's not more of Brian Steele thing. I think Westmoreland is the key here. I think she the one that bust the YSL case wide open when what's his name, Slime Like Shorty was on the stand, and he called out her client's Quay name. But it really wasn't her client; it was Bruce Harvey's client. But she was like on Bruce Harvey's legal team, right? And she called for a mistrial, and the judge was kind of fed up with how the prosecution was handling the case. So she was like, well, I'm not giving you a mistrial with prejudice, but would you like a mistrial without prejudice? And I think that was just a major chess move right there. That was like checkmate, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Westmoreland brings more to the table in this case for Diddy than Brian Steele. Brian Steele is more of a laid back type of lawyer. Don't get me wrong. He at the top of his game. He at the top of this game because he knows the law and he knows it well. I mean, he's debated in front of the Supreme Court for clients and things like that. Supreme Court of Georgia for his clients and things like that. So he brings a plethora of knowledge, but I think don't overlook Westmoreland in this case because, like I said, she bust the YSL case wide open. She's a student of the game. She's with one of the most high-profile, high-prolific lawyers in Brian Steele, as well as working with Bruce Harvey. So, don't underestimate what I think Westmoreland can bring to this whole thing.
You talking about Bruce Harvey from TMZ?
Nah, Bruce Harvey, the lawyer. He was the lawyer for Monquavius Nichols.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the lawyer in the YSL case. Remember, he was the one. He was the old man with the ponytail.
I think this whole case is gonna really show you if money can really get you the things that you think it can get you. Because it's like he has a real good legal team. He's adding players to the team, trying to make sure he gets off with as little time, probably no time if possible. So this is really gonna show you if it really can get you everything that you wanted. Can you really use this power to your advantage, or is the legal team really going to or is the legal system really going to come back and get you for real for everything that you've supposedly been doing, allegedly been doing? I'm gonna just say it that way. But
I mean, he got 4 or 5 law firms working on this case, so they all high profile. Did Greg Griegos or whatever his last name is, did he resigned from the team or is he still with the team? I mean, I was seeing something about that, but I really wasn't catching exactly what they were saying. So I don't know if he resigned from Diddy's team or is he still on the team. But Brian Steele and bringing Brian Steele and Westmoreland on definitely was a power move.
Hmm.
But I feel like we already had an example of money that is free. Just like when Jay Z had those bogus charges dropped on him with the Diddy case. Jay Z, instead of paying money off like Diddy did, he went straight down the throat and said, "I will not pay you a penny." And he got the best lawyers involved. And you see what happened. The lawyers started getting information on the girl, telling on the lawyer, telling on each other. So it's just like I feel like Diddy hasn't had the chance to unleash what he knows, and but he's going to do it in the court of law. And Jay Z didn't even let it take it there. So we can see we see what money can do, but like you said, the judicial system could also put his foot down too. So it's going to be a one to watch.
I think the difference is like with Jay Z, it was only one person, and it was easy to just like throw that out quick. Like it was just inconsistent from the jump. So yes, he had a great lawyer and great team behind him to get it like dismissed so quickly, but at the same time, Diddy got a lot of people coming for him. It's hundreds of people coming for him. So at that point, are you gonna be able to get him off of this? I don't know.
But you got to remember though, this is the federal case that Brian Steele and Westmoreland is working on.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're working on like all his other civil cases,
Yeah.
but I know they're working on the federal case. I don't really know which of his lawyers are working his civil cases. It might be all of them. I don't know. I know he dishing out some bread though. He gotta be to have all these high profile law firms.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason they coming for Diddy because they see that Diddy is coming off the cash. If Diddy would never pay Cassie, before that he had one accuser. Now that
Yeah.
he supposedly paid Cassie 30 million, everybody like, well, I mean, we can get some money off him. That time he talked crazy to me, or they just trying to bring up all this false stuff, and it just like broke the dam with Cassie, and Jay didn't even let it get to that point. I guess because Puff was the example. So we gonna see.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, at this point, Puffy been in prison for a few months now. Like, I would think that his legal team would have got him on like, well, not probation, but out of prison at this point,
Well,
like with a bail or something. Yeah, I mean, he got enough money to pay it off for sure. So it's like, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
they kept denying him, and that's why Russell Simmons don't want to come back around here because once they put you in there, they're gonna hold you.
Yep.
Nah, for real. Russell got out of here with the quickness. Russell ain't coming back. Russell bought him a hotel in Bali. He said, "I'm straight." Shit.
I'm good off of it. I know, but I understand though. I'm not gonna lie. I would be in Bali too if I was Russell at this point.
I agree.
Nah, for real, because they after you for some shit that happened 20 years ago. Like, why didn't you bring that up 20, 30 years ago? If
Man,
you're so distraught about it, why didn't you bring it up 20? You know, that's when it was affecting you the most.
I mean, sometimes it takes time for you to realize like what happened, or I don't know, different things, different strokes, different folks.
I
But
agree with that.
I don't know. I think that like,
20 and 30 years?
but once you get older, so like, let's say something happened to you when you were a teenager or like early 20s, you might not realize like or be bold enough to speak up about it until you're older and really think back on it and stuff like that. Stuff can affect you like for years and years that you not even realizing like the effect that it's having on you. So I don't know. I mean,
I can see that point. I can see that point. But at the same time, how much of a coincidence is it for 30, 40 people to be feeling that same conflict? It's just like it sounds more like a conspiracy to me, but that's my opinion.
I can see that point, and I can see like everybody doing it at the same time, make it kind of like. But I think a lot of people their rebuttal to that would just be like, "Well, we all feel strong, and the stronger. What do they say? Like it's stronger in a pack, stronger in numbers. Like there's strength in numbers. That's what they say about it. So like once one person finally was strong enough to come forward, then everybody else might feel like, okay, now I'm empowered to go ahead and say something, and people might actually believe me because other people are saying it too.
Yeah.
So it's a back and forth with it. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot though. We know that this case is a lot to it. So let's go ahead and jump into another update, which is in the Karmelo Anthony case. There's been a lot of rumors going on. I know y'all probably seen them all over social media about GoFundMe accounts and if it was actually a knife there at the track meet. And there's just so many different rumors going around. Some of those rumors got dispelled this week in a conference. So let's check out that clip real quick.
Hold on, let me get back to it.
What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. As a minister, I would not
Is it playing?
attack a grieving
Okay.
family, even if
Computer
I
still went
disagree
out
with
on
them.
me.
There are 4 critical points I must address today. First, the misinformation about the fund. Let's be clear. The family has not received one dime. Any of the media could have verified this. But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family. $800,000 home, purchase Escalade, in private security. Let me make this very clear. The Next Generation Action Network has always had its security detail. Since this tragedy unfolded, the Anthony family has been subject to unimaginable amount of hate, racism, threats to their safety. But let me say this loud and clear. We are not scared. We are not moving. We will not be silent.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming.
Well, so at the front of that clip, he was talking about the Metcalf father showing up to the press conference, and he was escorted out. Do y'all hear it sound like weird sound going
I think that's Darius' phone. You got to turn your volume down.
Okay.
I mean, DJ Designs.
on?
Is that good?
Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah. So at the beginning of that clip, yeah, they were talking about how the Metcalf's dad, Austin Metcalf's dad, showed up to the press conference and he was escorted out and everything. So that was a big thing on social media this week. Saw a lot of different clips of that. But basically, they were in this press conference just kind of like dispelling a lot of rumors because there's been so much, like I said. What did y'all think about this?
I'll go. Man, I know how Austin's dad is feeling, and he probably wanted to show up there, see what the family had to say. After him, before let me say this, before I heard him go on, like, because it was this white dude that was, he was like a racist white dude that was trying to get him to basically come on that platform and talk about, black people killing white people and stuff like that. He said he wasn't down with that, and he wasn't down for you trying to, uh, spur a more racial divide than there already is in this country. So before I heard that, I was just like, he there trying to start problems. But maybe he just wanted to hear what the family had to say. And, I think maybe they could have sat down, and because as parents, they didn't do this. You know what I mean? Their child did. So as parents, maybe they could have. Maybe he came to sit down with them to find some common ground within this tragic accident. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt after I heard him speaking with, with those white racist people. But at
Mm-hmm.
first, I was like, now if somebody would jump on him there, they'll be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, because I felt like that was out of place and disrespectful. But yeah, after hearing him speak, um, I think he was just there to, like, maybe offer his family some support, because Austin lost his life, but this young man could possibly lose his life too by going to prison for life.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the whole press conference got a whole bunch of things a bit clearer. They didn't really speak on the facts of the case, but I mean, I think they made it clear that it wasn't a knife; it was a cleek sharpener. So it's like this whole myth that he brought a knife to on school campus is like it might, we can't tell for sure, but it might just be bogus. He probably didn't bring a knife. He had a cleek sharpener, and they said that's what you help to sharpen your cleats and stuff like that. So I feel like the press conference had a lot of things straight so far. I think it was good. It was good to see the mom up there, and it's just like how, like you said, how stressful they're going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like one person lost their life, but another person can also lose their kid to the system. It's just an unfortunate situation altogether, and I just hope it don't get out of hand. And I hope the facts make the situation even more clear when it goes to court, so we can actually know what really went on. Because right now, it's a little too vague to actually to pick a side, or the truth, or you know what I'm saying, the right or the wrong. It's kind of hard to pick.
I mean, I feel like with Austin Metcalf's dad, like going back to what Derek Demir was saying, I don't know if he showed up there to try to like smoothing things out or get on the same page. I doubt that. I mean, I think that man is going through a lot. Like he is, it's grief. It's just different stages of grief. You don't know whether you're upset, mad, sad. Like, it's early on. It just happened. Like he lost such a young son. So I think that he probably is pissed off and he's mad. I don't know. But I can't really speak for really what's going on because like I was saying earlier, he has kind of been shifting a lot in the messaging that he's been bringing like to the media. Like whenever he's talking, it's like he doesn't want it to be that black versus white thing, but at the same time, he's also just pissed off about the whole situation, which is understandable. But I'm glad that the press conference happened and it like got some rumors like dispelled because at the end of the day, there was a lot of people saying like that the family was using GoFundMe money to go buy a house,
Exactly.
buy cars and security guards. I'm just like, I mean, they make up anything. But if they did mention in this press conference that it really was a cleat sharpener, that is busting the whole case wide open almost because if he didn't bring a knife, that takes the whole premeditated situation away from this. Like, honestly, that's something that you had in your bag. That was self defense. So, I don't know. If that was really a cleat sharpener, they might have a real case on them, for real.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I'm not sure about that part. I didn't hear that part, but then again, I really didn't get to watch the entire press conference, but I did want to hear what the mom had to say.
Mhm.
And now they're attacking the minister, because he had a background. He got convicted of child abuse back in
Yeah,
what
I,
20.
I was trying to see if that was misinformation or not. Yeah, I seen that.
Nah, yeah, but he had already said, y'all can look up my background and stuff like that. So he was already ready for that smear campaign. You know what I mean? He basically said, "Hey, I did my time for this. I made my resolves or whatever," and yeah, he just going forward. But one thing that I noticed that he had he had to put this out there was that the Black Action Network, and I don't know exactly what that organization is, but he said we're not scared, and we've always had our own protection. So that let him know, like it's maybe some form of the New Black Panther Party or something like that. Like I said, I don't know for sure, but the way he was speaking was like, y'all come for us, y'all better be prepared.
Yeah.
I would say him having that background. I don't know too much about the man, but him having that background, it doesn't seem like he should be fighting in public spaces and being a representation. That's what an attorney is, like representing this person because you got this child. What was it? Was like a
It was a child
child.
abuse case where he was shaking the child or something,
Mhm.
Yeah, I
and the
think he
child
like
ended
messed
up
up.
with brain damage.
Yeah, and it's just like I really can't see how you could be an advocate, really. But we gonna see. I don't know that's too fishy for me, man.
I mean, if you think about it, it's just like how y'all said, though, leaving the past in the past. That's what y'all just said about the Diddy case. So, leave the past in the past.
Don't say y'all. I did not say that. Darius said that. I mean,
I
DJ
mean, I
Gonzalez said
feel you. Dang, that's a crazy comparison, but I feel you.
He's like, he ain't got nothing to say. Look.
No, but for real, though, I think everybody do deserve a second chance. The man might have, actually changed his life for the greater good or whatever. He's a minister, so he's supposed to be out there doing the Lord's work. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll just see. I mean, he did have quite a rap sheet, though. It wasn't just the child abuse. I mean, he was convicted of fraud and theft and
That's what I'm saying.
other things like that. So maybe that wasn't the best person to put in front of the camera to advocate for the
No.
family.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He might be good at what he do, but your character is just conflicting this story up, man. It's just it don't seem real, and that's why I don't know if that's misinformation because I didn't do my due diligence to check that out. But from what I seen, it's like that sounds crazy.
Yeah, because there's been so much misinformation on this case. Like, I
Yes.
remember the other week they were showing a picture saying that Austin Metcalf like took a picture with some guns and said he was going to the track meet to find the monkey.
Yeah,
I
on
mean,
his Instagram.
people have too much time on their hands. Like,
And then
because
they put out an autopsy that he overdosed on meth or something. It's just like
yeah,
it looks real, not real. Even the police department came out and was like, no, that ain't come from us. It takes months to get an autopsy back. So it's just like a lot of misinformation. That's why we really gotta wait for court on this case.
yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
think it's a lot of misinformation on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But the right came out with a lot of misinformation at first when they was showing
Oh yeah.
Karmelo Anthony with guns and stuff
Yeah.
like this and saying that he was a gang member and all this. So the left and black people, they came out and they started digging up stuff or going with misinformation and lies and things like that, untruths about the Metcalf guy, Austin Metcalf. So we don't know what's true and what's not until the facts come out.
Yeah, that's definitely facts because it's been a lot. So hopefully we'll keep getting the truth and actually like see what actually happened. There's people that have videos supposedly, so I feel like a lot is going to come out about this case, and then we'll be able to be like, okay, like and really get a full picture. But a lot of things that people have been doing is kind of just turning this into like a moment of trying to like support other Black people. And that brings me to our next subject because we got Wallo, who decided that he is not trying to support Black businesses anymore. Well, he said at least if you're not up to par like how he feels you should be. We got a clip of it, so let's see.
Come on, Wallo.
Oh, I'm Black. Oh, Black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit.
Now.
Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a Black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby.
Yeah.
Don't fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, Lambo, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some Black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the number one nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions and I make millionaires, baby.
Okay. Can I say this? This might be controversial. I kind of agree with him in a sense. So I feel like in Atlanta and Houston specifically, we got a lot of Black-owned businesses. And one thing about it, I'm going to tell you, I'm a Black-owned business girl all the way to the fullest. I support a Black-owned business. I love it. But it gets to a point where you go to these Black-owned businesses and they're not professional. They are like messing up a lot of different things and bringing you stuff that's just not of quality because they think that you're going to support them strictly off the strength of them being Black-owned. At the same time, like I'm not mad. Like, okay, you have to charge a little bit more to try to compete with the white counterparts and everybody else. But when it comes to actual service, if your service is trash, I think that's what he's talking about. Like, it's unacceptable. Like, I don't know.
I agree to it. You
Go
can
ahead.
go ahead.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I feel like you should go ahead and support them. Yes, you support them because they're Black owned. I understand what Wallo's saying. It could be a hustle for some people, but for the most part, I mean, if you think about how many times a dollar rotate in a black neighborhood, I think it's like less than 5 times. But how many times the dollar rotate in a white neighborhood is like 14 times, and the Asian neighborhood is like 21 times. They spend money within their community, and they say, "Hey, look, the food wasn't good today. Try not to let it happen again. I'm gonna come back and what I'm saying, I'm gonna pay my tab. I'm gonna tip the waitress, but that's not how you should be serving our people. They come back, they give the person a chance to make their business better instead of oh, I'm bashing him because it took 25 minutes for my burger or he misprinted my shirt. It's just like you guys get online and start bashing people automatically, and it's just like give them a chance, keep spending money with them, and eventually the good is going to phase out and the bad is going to go to the wayside. So I just feel like what I'm saying, spend that money with your people and just encourage them to do better. But if you see it's a hustle, I mean, just spend your money somewhere else.
It's for me, it's the way the message was presented.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Wallo is a good speaker, but his choice of words in this instance and the way he said it, he fumbled. He dropped the ball on this. Um, and I do want to say this: marketing to your people, saying I'm black owned, that's not a finesse. That's marketing. Okay, you're marketing to your people,
Mhm.
saying, "Hey, support my black owned business." Like he was saying, he'll go spend his money at Porsche or whatever.
Yeah,
These high end brands, you go and spend your money with them when half the time they don't even want us there.
Mhm.
They'll take his money because yeah, he a millionaire, but if one of us walk in there, they don't know if we got a pocket full of money or not. They looking at us crazy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
oh
Like,
yeah,
what are they doing in here? So you have to think about your people as a whole, not just yourself. You know what I mean? You go support these other brands that really don't give a fuck about your race. That's
Mhm.
the problem that I have with that statement.
Yeah.
But it is some black businesses that you go in and the waitresses are rude, the food is trash, the owners come out, they don't want to accept responsibility or take accountability for the way the presentation looks and things like that. So yeah, you don't frequent those places. But if you walk into a black owned business and the place is dirty and stuff like that, turn around and walk out. This is not the place that I want to eat at. You know what I'm saying? But saying that 70% of y'all are gonna fail, nah, man, I can't accept that.
Yeah, I think that it was the messaging and the way that it came across and how he said it. But if his idea was saying like you still need to be up to par with your business, then I definitely agree with that because I'm not gonna say no names, but I went to a business down here and it got pretty popular pretty quickly. Um, so I go in there, it's full in there. We waited for about an hour before anybody even came to serve us or say hi to us. I had to go find somebody to tell them, hey, we've been waiting for this amount of time. Nobody ever showed up to even greet us, say hi, anything like that. Before we even sat down, they were trying to tell us that there was no tables available. But if you look around, there was like 3 tables that nobody was sitting at, had no reserve signs. Took us about 45 minutes to eat. One of my friends wanted hookah. They said that all the hookahs was used up and unavailable. Mind you, there's only probably like there had to be like 10 in the whole place. When this place has 3 different sections in there, and you have a building that can fit 1,000 people, but you only got 10 hookahs, it's just like you have to think about business plans and like making people actually want to come back. Mind you, on top of that, they charged one of my friends 3 times on their card and they had overcharged my card too. So it's like, what are we doing here? Like, just because you're black owned don't mean I'm going to keep showing up and keep trying to give you a chance, especially if you're not going to take accountability for it. If I tell you, hey, this is messed up or this is not right, and you get mad about it or have attitude about it instead, it's just like, why are we supporting that? It's just, I'm not with that at all. But if you're a black owned business that's really like trying to do something, be positive for our community, I'm definitely like, I'm always going to support it. But a lot of people think they
That's
can get away with that just because I'm black owned. You need to come here.
no, I mean you absolutely right. But
absolutely.
on the other side of that, you just have some black people that you can't satisfy, and that's because
Yes.
you are a black owned business. You know what I mean? You have some black people that they go to McDonald's every day, and McDonald's mess up their order every time they go, right?
Mhm.
They keep going back.
Mhm.
You go to a black business one time, they mess up your order. You all on Facebook saying, "I'll never go here again."
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know
You're
what
right.
I mean?
You're right. Because I gave
yeah,
that place,
And
but
sometimes,
I gave it like 2 or 3 times. I
right,
did.
that's what I'm
right.
about
I'm
to say.
just saying, it's
Yeah,
those people that jump. It's those people that okay, maybe they had a bad experience that one time. Maybe you don't know. They might have been short-handed, or it
Mhm.
might have been a new employee, or it could have been a plethora of things that led to your order being wrong.
Yeah.
But you want to jump on social media and blast this black owned business. Who knows if they tried to make it right or they didn't? And if they didn't, then they deserve to be blasted. But if they did try to make it
yeah,
right and you still gave them a hard time, and you
Mhm.
got on the internet trying to bash their business and telling people not to go there and that you're not gonna go there anymore, that's the type of black people that you don't want to deal with. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
but
Yep.
that's why I
And they
say,
need to think about that too. Black people as a whole, they need to think about that. Y'all go to all these different businesses. Sonic been trashed for a minute. McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? They always messing up people's orders and stuff like that. But y'all still go back.
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
But go ahead,
make it.
DJ. What you was gonna say?
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, the good businesses are going to rise to the top anyways, because like you said, you frequent this place, you did it once, you did it twice, it was just the same thing. I can't come back. I won't allow myself to spend money there. But you go to another black owned business and you come in, and first time the experience, it wasn't as lit, but it was, they tried, and second time you seen, they got some new carpet or some new something on the windows, and it's just like, you seen this business try, and you keep giving this money, and the perk is going to eventually flourish. So just spend your money in the right places and build up the right places. You know what I'm saying? When you can't get caught up on, well, I don't mess with black people because their business is trash.
Mhm.
Now it might be, later it might be better. You know what I'm saying? So just try it out, man.
Yep.
Sometimes a lot of these owners are brand new to what they doing
Oh
to the
yeah,
business. So, it's gonna
especially
take
black owned.
so it's gonna take time. I mean, a lot of us didn't go to business school for this. We just jumped out there trying to be, our own boss and
Yeah,
entrepreneur. So it might take a little extra time to get right. We didn't have the capital or the backing or the schooling, to actually go into this with a plethora of knowledge about the business. We just decided, hey, I'm tired of working for the man. I'm gonna try to
yeah,
work for myself. It might take you a little time to get right, but you have to stay optimistic. And one thing you have to do is work on your customer service skills to make sure that you're giving your customer the best experience when they come in your shop. And if your
facts,
employees aren't doing it for you, then you get rid of their ass.
Mhm.
facts. That's well said.
Yeah. Van also had a response to Wallo's comments. Let's go ahead and play that video real quick too.
I disagree with everything he said. Let me just put that straight up. I'm hoping that there's more context to it because I'm trying to understand where this came from and why. Like, I don't understand him screaming at an audience and basically almost saying black businesses aren't shit. If he's speaking in terms of you can't expect your business to be successful by only saying I'm a black owned business and therefore because you are black, you need to support my black owned business. If that's what he means, I understand that. It just sounds so anti-black. The whole movement is, hey, you might not be aware that you can get these same products from black businesses and you can support and uplift them because they might not have the marketing the same way. They might not have the money or the capital. They might not have the support in the same way some of these white-owned businesses that we're more familiar with do. So support these black-owned businesses, not just because they're black, but because they have legitimate and quality products.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what she's saying. If it is just like, it can definitely come off anti-black, what he was saying and how he was saying it. But she's saying, like, like, definitely, it's always definitely like, we here to support black owned, these totally teas, Fuse BOA, support our black businesses around here. But I don't know. We still got to bring quality to the table whenever we're doing it and making sure that we're
Yeah,
making up for our mistakes.
I mean, like I said,
I agree.
I get what he was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna support you. Like, your business has to be clean, your customer service has to be up to par, and
Mhm.
things like
Yeah,
that. those are things that we should expect. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
don't say I'm gonna go spend my money over here at these high end brands, because when you walk in, okay, yeah, the store is well kept, but they don't want your ass in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it might not just be him, like I said, that they don't want in there because they know he's a millionaire. They know who Wallo is now by all means. But your people, the people that they don't know, that have the money to spend to
Hmm.
go in there, and then they looking at them crazy or following them around the store. You still have to be down for your people. It's not
Yeah.
just about you, Wallo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's the whole purpose of like wherever the black owned business thing was started, because it's like, who's going to support you other than your people, like more than your people will. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. It's like, we got to really support each other. So 100%, I'm definitely on that train. Like, we got to support each other. We really do.
Then
I mean,
saying that, we gotta get black to Black Wall Street. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly. I was going to say, I wish it was like how we got Chinatown in each city, where they're going and they're really going to support their people and spend their money in Chinatown at their restaurants, stuff like that. I really wish we could do that ourselves for our own community, but you know,
So he actually can't have that. With that being said, he actually can't have that mindset. He has to get out of that mindset because he has a big voice, right? So if
hmm
you do walk into a place and it's not up to your standards, go sit down and have a talk with the owner,
yeah,
because you have a big voice. That's somebody's life and business that you could change just by sitting down and talking to them,
hmm
instead of saying, I'm not going to go to this place because it's dirty.
yeah,
I mean, have that tough conversation with them.
yeah. That's important for sure. Well, somebody who isn't concerned about black owned businesses, small businesses, or any businesses, it seems like at this point, is Trump and his tariffs. So let's get into this video that's going to break down a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about it.
Why you do a Teflon dog like that?
There is a chance that the money from tariffs could be so great that it would replace, in the old days, about 1870 to 1913, the tariffs were the only form of
Correct.
money. And that's when our nation was relatively the richest. We were the richest.
Can you fact check that for us? Is the president right? Could we see so much revenue from tariffs that income tax could be a thing of the past?
So one of the things that often gets left out when these numbers are tossed around is that as the tariffs rise, the amount of trade declines. And so U.S. tariffs here are effectively rolling out the red carpet for Xi Jinping when he goes into these foreign markets.
Is there a general worry what this all could do to the already high inflation rate in this country?
In the short term, yes.
Okay.
Consumers are expecting a pretty significant jump in inflation. We saw that in the
And why is that?
Well, they're expecting that companies are going to pass along the extra costs they get from tariffs. They're going to pass along right to the shelves of the things that they buy.
While the clip was playing, I decided to do some math, right? I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is 2025. He's talking about 1870. That was 155 years ago. Why are we talking about something from that long ago? Come on now.
I mean,
It'll never get back to that.
Never. I
best
did
teacher.
Divine. He got something to say. Go ahead.
I'll be the
Come
best
on,
teacher
you
is
Trump supporter.
the past. You know what I'm saying? You could go back to the past and you could figure out, like, I know sometimes my pops be calling, he be like, oh, y'all about to do this next in the trend because we did this in the 80s. Sometimes you could see the trend coming back on around. And I think being the visionary that Trump is, he's seeing that domestically we got to take care of ourselves. So that's what we have to do when we first started in the country, and we're getting it rolling right back on around.
I call Trump a visionary. God, I don't know, man.
That's what y'all got out of
No, but say this is hurting the economy. It's hurting us more than it's hurting China, and it's gonna hurt us more than it's hurting these other countries. And like dude said on that news clip, it's just rolling out the carpet for Xi Jinping to go to these other countries and make deals. Okay, because he's going to open up the trade lines for China to trade with these other countries. And China already owns factories in Vietnam and stuff like that. So Trump is just making it easier for him while he's making it harder for the average American citizen. because we end up paying those tariffs.
I really wish I could just like jump in like Trump's brain, like just for like 30 minutes or an hour. I just want to know really what's going on in there. What's turning these? What's the wheels turning? Like I'm confused at this point. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't think that what he is showing us is actually his end goal, if that makes sense. Like I feel like he has a whole different outlook on how this is supposed to go, and he's not telling the American people. He's just doing it, and then he's like, okay, it's gonna end up like this, you know.
Well, that money is going to the government. Okay, when the government collects those, when they say we putting tariffs on China, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when the products come in, the American consumer is paying that tariff. That tariff money is going straight to the government. Now, what is the government doing with that tariff money? That's the question.
The government
China
is
not
going to
paying
be.
those tariffs.
So yeah, it's going to the government. But that's what I was about to say. So China, you saying China got these factories in other countries and all that? They can be mass producing stuff for cheaper and all that. But who they going to sell it to? They
There's a
going to
lot
sell
of
it back to.
things. There are a
That's
lot
the
of
workaround.
the world.
They going to sell it back to us because we don't want it. If y'all don't want to
They're
buy
gonna
from
sell
us,
it back to you. Look,
we ain't worried about it.
this is the workaround, right? Okay, we put 245% tariffs on China, right? China got deals with all these other countries that they just ship their products to these countries. They might not necessarily even make them there, but they ship them to these countries. The countries ship them to us because they have a lower tariff rate. You
And
know
like I'm saying, we don't have to buy. You can make, we won't buy. You know what I'm
But
saying? We don't need it.
it's not gonna even say made in China anymore. It's gonna say made in Vietnam, made in Guam, made in Cambodia. You know what I'm saying? But it's still coming from China.
We don't want, if it ain't made in America, we don't want it. Then y'all want to play like that?
I feel like
If
you should
we
speak
can,
for yourself.
we can make something quality right here in Houston, Texas, right here up in Detroit, Michigan, right here in Columbus, Ohio. We got the people, we got the talent. We was a number one nation in the world for a reason because
We
we
can.
not only.
But guess what? It's gonna cost the American consumer 10 times more to have it made in America than it would to have it made in another country. Why?
Okay, we
Because
got the money then.
people don't even want to work for $15 an hour now. They want $20, $25 an hour. Okay, that drives your overhead up in business. So you have to pay your workers, so your products have to cost more. If if
Hey,
um, if if Apple brought iPhone production back to the United States, they said that an iPhone would cost around $3,500.
$3,500 and it already costs like $2,600. So what we really missing?
Oh no, iPhones are like $1,000. Like,
What, the new one?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like
like
16 at the most, maybe.
100. Yeah, like what?
The new
The
one?
Pro Max is probably like 1,500.
Man, you gonna come out of there about $2,000. You're gonna get the case, you're gonna
No,
get the glass
no,
screen,
no.
You can order
you know
that
what I'm
on
saying?
Amazon,
Like,
dog.
what kind of iPhone is you getting? Like, this is
Nah. See, I'm saying I don't buy the new ones, but
okay.
I'm just saying I've seen people spend almost $200, $2,000 on these iPhones.
The average
So
person is on a payment plan or got a company that's telling them bring in your old iPhone and swap it out, and you get
yeah,
$500 credit and stuff like that. Nobody really paying 2,000. If you are, that's because you got it like that. I mean, go ahead, big baller, but I don't
yeah,
know.
okay, that's
But
true.
you on a
That's true.
contract, but that 24-month contract that you have now is going to turn into a 48-month contract if it's developed in the United States.
Exactly. And on top of that, so something that we didn't see in that clip was that they also talking about putting tariffs on computer chips and pharmaceutical drugs. So what are people that need drugs, what like well medical drugs and like things like that? What are they supposed to do while these tariffs are coming in and taking over? It's like what are we supposed to do on the back end to make sure that you're getting the medicine that you need on a daily basis? We don't have time for people to be waiting for ships to take 3 months to get here with their medicine. What about that?
One thing we gonna do as a nation is we gonna figure it out. We got the smartest people here in the nation. We're the most ingenuitive. You know what I'm saying? We always come up with things. So we're gonna figure it out. I feel like we gotta be able to depend on ourselves more. China wanna act like they don't need us. We don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Y'all
that's
wanna
a
do all
lie.
this stuff.
That is not the
How we
truth.
need them?
The, the pandemic taught us that, dog. Nothing moved unless it was coming from China. 3M couldn't even make masks because they didn't have the materials. Guess where the materials had to come from? China. Hospitals
the,
didn't have ventilators. Hospitals didn't have working ventilators because they didn't have the parts. Guess where those
no,
parts
that's
had to
because they
come
didn't
from?
have. Yeah, they didn't have the parts. We
They had to
didn't
come
think
from
all this was going
China.
to happen.
I
It
feel
was
like
because China could make it quicker. They had the infrastructure already built, but we can do that. That's what I'm
DJ,
saying. That what really COVID taught us was we can make some money when everything shut down. A lot of people had their best years in the COVID years. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was making some money during that time. We're so ingenuitive. We got to give ourselves a chance, and we can pay that price if we need to pay that price.
A
DJ
lot
Design,
of
I
people.
want you to do a project. I want you to go around your house and see how many things in your house have made in China written on them somewhere. That's going to show you how much we depend on them. It's
But we can do that stuff ourselves. That's what I'm saying. We can do that stuff ourselves. We
How
are
long
some of
is
the
it going to
best
take?
markets
How
of all
long is
time.
it going to take to get those factories up and running that you're
How
talking
long
about?
did it take Elon Musk to get his factory up in Texas, right there in Austin, Texas? He moved from California to right there in Austin, Texas.
Okay,
How
but
long
how
did it
long
take
did it
him?
take him to get Tesla up and running before he even thought about moving to Texas? How long did it take? You know what I'm saying?
that's
Initially, we're talking about
But
initially.
we're talking about building factories, though. We can build factories. We got 3D printers. You know what I'm saying? We can build anything we need.
you
I've
think
seen a 3D printer build a house. Kanye West put that out there. These things can be infrastructure. We
wait,
got to stop playing and we got to get it done. China building bridges in 30 days. We can do that stuff in the same amount of time.
you just use Kanye West as your reference. I'm done. That's it.
Kanye is a genius. He lost $1 billion and got $1 billion right back. He's a genius.
This man had a black KKK mask on the other week. I don't want to hear nothing that Kanye got to say.
Hey, white lives matter.
Hold on,
White
what
lives
is
matter.
Dro say? Hold on, I think Dro on here defending her man. So what is she saying? She
What you
said,
saying?
Y'all don't start on.
You said we
Joe
missed
said
it,
y'all
but
ain't
I
trying.
think
you
my daughter-in-law is on here defending her man. So she say, laugh out loud. Y'all missing what he's saying. So let's see, what is he saying?
yeah, what is he saying? Oh, tell
I'm
us what he's
saying,
saying.
I
Please tell
understand what
me.
y'all saying.
Let's read what
Listen,
Dro say. What Dro say? Y'all
it
depending
went
on
away.
y'all depending on another country to supply us, but the money we sending them, money to
Yeah,
make them, yeah, money to make them better is crazy. I mean, it is, but we already so reliant on them. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying, though.
yeah, we
We
reliant.
caused our own pain and suffering with this because we wanted to outsource those jobs to get stuff cheaper.
If
Now
we
we put them in a position.
like if we want to go back to the 1800s, like how Trump was talking about in the beginning, is that in the 1800s we had a lot of factories where we were producing a lot of our own stuff. But then at some point they decided to outsource, and when you did that, it's really hard to draw back in. The factory's not here no more. So it's like you got to rebuild all this stuff, then put workers in it, start building all this stuff. That's going to take time to do. I mean, once they get it done, okay, cool. But if you didn't already have this in the works, it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Now you got people in crunches and it.
I mean, but honestly, if we thinking about, you know what I'm saying, on some Kanye stream, we don't even need people no more.
Go
So
Kanye.
we can pay for $1 million robot to do the job of 100 men, and he can be in there sewing up little stuff from that China be doing. Hey, y'all want to pay China pennies on dollars? We ain't got to pay this nigga no more after we made that $1 million investment. So
Well,
it's things that can be done.
no,
Man,
but then that's taking away more jobs if you pay the robot.
It's taking away jobs, but people got to start getting technically inclined because the same jobs ain't going to exist. You know what I'm saying? I don't see too many milkmans no more around here. The milkman job don't exist no more. So we gotta update with the times. So we know what I'm saying?
now China is definitely laughing at us right now, though, because have y'all seen those memes? Those
Yeah,
memes,
yeah.
those video memes, they are crazy, man.
They
Man,
on our butt though, and they expose a lot of stuff that that are popular brands be selling be so cheap over there, and they be selling to us for thousands of dollars. So
Exactly.
they've been exposed in the U.S. lately, though.
Man, there's a lot with this one. But okay, let's zoom out and go from politics and move right into sports. The Rockets versus the Warriors. Their first game is coming up. Who do y'all have for this playoff? Who y'all think gonna win?
I think Carly froze up on us.
Oh, you can't see
I got Carly.
Okay.
Carly.
I'm about to say I'm still.
Maybe it was me.
Froze, yeah.
But,
yeah.
do I gotta say too much? You know what I'm saying? H-Town is 6. Curry and them cool. I never really liked them because those should have been LeBron championships. So H-Town gonna smack him on down. He had 3 points against us the last time he met us. So we're gonna manage to do that to him again.
Who you got, Derek? Derek Demir. Who you got?
You know, it's H-Town. You know what I'm saying? I like Golden State when they had the Splash Brothers, but you know they got rid of my boy Klay Thompson. I mean, I get it; it's a business, but don't get it twisted though. Now, experience can overtake you.
Yeah.
So what the Rockets got to do to win, to me, in my estimation of what they have to do to win, they have to keep this game fast paced. You know what I'm saying? Because them young legs gonna run them old ones. So that's what I think. They just gotta run them. And I mean, Steph and them not gonna be able to do that night after night.
No, you don't think so?
No, I don't think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll be able to run like that night after night. You got to get them bones and them old bones and the muscles time to rejuvenate.
Hey, how old is Steph Curry?
He
ought to be pushing 30, 38.
36, 38, something like
that. It's almost time for him to get to retirement too.
Yeah, I mean, and Steph we believe in, but them young boys hungry. You see what Anthony Edwards did to my boy LeBron last night.
I was just gonna say that.
Them young boys hungry, but in LeBron's case, we're gonna be the victors. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people saying Rockets gonna win this first one, but they said they don't think they're gonna make it past the second round. So the second round of playoffs. So I don't know, but they said they believe us and we're gonna do it.
Young. It just depends on who they run up against, I guess.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, them against the Timberwolves, I think that'll be a good matchup. One thing they have to do too, and this is what Ime Udoka brings to the table, because you know Draymond Green is gonna try to be the intimidator, right? But then you have a man Thompson who ain't gonna go for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Ime Udoka brings that physicality to their game, so I think that's gonna be a big factor too.
Oh yeah, I love the way Dylan Brooks play. People hate that little knick-knack bully mentality or whatever they call it. I don't think he played too dirty. Sometimes he get a little crazy, but I don't think he plays dirty. I think he plays with a lot of tenacity and a lot of hustle, effort plays. And a lot of times those basketball dudes like to be cool and swaggy, and Dylan ain't gonna let you get into your cool bag. So I like the way he play. I like the way the Rockets are playing. I'm taking them in 6. What you got? How many games you got?
You taking the Rockets in 6?
Taking Rockets in 6.
I think it might go to a 7-game series. I don't think Steph and them just going out like that. I mean, you got the greatest shooter. You got the greatest shooter ever. You got the greatest shooter ever on the court. So
that's why if it's 7, it's going to Steph. You think he gonna let them boys beat him in 7?
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I'm just saying. I think it's board. I didn't pick a winner. I said I think it's board 7. I mean, I hope the Rockets win, but you know, them Houston teams got a way of letting you down in the end.
Definitely. Yeah. But you know what? The good thing is you can think of it like this. It's a young team. That mean that they already got in the playoffs, you know, at this young age. So if they keep working together, if they don't have a bunch of different shifts happening on the team, that mean that maybe in a couple of years we might could get to an actual championship for real.
I agree.
You know, that'd be big for the city.
If they could keep the team together.
I was about to say, just don't split them young niggas up.
Yeah, they got to get that chemistry.
I think the Celtics kept their team and they came out with a championship, so it can happen.
Let's see what the sports analysts have to say about it,
though. Should Golden State be clear favorites over Houston?
No, I wouldn't say clear favorites at all. I'm not betting against Curry against the Houston Rockets.
This is just that classic matchup, age and experience versus youth and inexperience. The Rockets are a relentless, high-energy team. How do you see this going?
I'm saying to myself, they got the right mixture of youth, athleticism, and veteran leadership, along with an elite head coach. They're going to be prepared for the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a physical-ass series. I see it going 6 or 7 games.
Well, they basically on the same page. They thinking the same thing. That it's going to go 6, 7 games. So I guess we'll just have to see who the more deserving team is, or who go out there and really just play as hard as they can. But you're right. I looked up Steph Curry's age. He is 37. So
wait, Demir, you put together that montage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was lit. Okay, I see you.
Well, while the playoffs unfold, we got another debate that is going on. That's going on right in Colorado about Shedeur Sanders and if he actually deserves to get his number retired. Let's roll it.
Let's get the elephant out the room. I don't want to talk about this too long. I'm gonna just talk briefly and let it go. We talking about Shedeur. We ain't talking about nobody else. But his last name wasn't Sanders, we wouldn't have this discussion. The only reason we were having this discussion is his last name is Sanders.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it.
He's exactly right. Because the only person that should have been retired is Travis Hunter. I'm sorry. Shedeur, love you, man, and I root for you every time. It surprised me that you got your jersey retired. I mean, you didn't bring a championship to him. You didn't bring a bowl to him. You did turn the season around. You brought a lot of revenue. But Travis brought the Heisman. Travis was a two-way player. You did provide him the ball. I just don't see how Shedeur got his jersey retired. And I ain't trying to hate. That's my boy.
But like, what you mean? Whenever his daddy was saying that we only talk about him because he is Sanders. You said you agree with that, but I think that what he's trying to say is like we're only saying it's a problem because he's a Sanders boy. Like it's like a favoritism thing, which it honestly seemed like.
And that's why I'm saying, yeah, it's favoritism, bro. Because, and which I don't have a problem with it. Y'all in position to do that, but I just didn't see your son having enough merit of actually getting his jersey retired. But what I have to do, that's Colorado. A lot of the greats probably didn't go there. And I don't think those other people that got their jersey retired that looked on there, they didn't bring us championship either. So Colorado probably goes off of the way that you made the University of Stellfield and how you turned the culture around. So that's why I can justify it too.
Okay. What you think, Demir?
Yeah, DJ Designs, he surprised me with that one because I know he is, pro Shedeur.
Yes,
when it comes to debating and stuff, so he actually surprised me. But yeah, I don't agree at all. I don't think Shedeur should have his number retired. For one, he is not even in the rankings for the best. I don't really know that much about Colorado football, but I know he wasn't a better quarterback than Cordell Stewart, and they didn't retire Cordell Stewart's jersey. You know what I mean? What did Shedeur do that was so outstanding at Colorado that he deserved his jersey to be retired? He didn't bring a national championship to the school. They had a mediocre season. They lost in the bowl game.
Don't do that.
What did he actually do that was so deserving of having his jersey tied? He didn't win the Heisman Trophy. He did win the what was that award called? He won
best quarterback, something like that, like one of the top quarterbacks of the year. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he won that award, but I mean, other than that, what did he do for the University of Colorado to deserve it?
He's bringing eyes there. I think that might be what going off of. Like he's bringing like attention to the school that people probably really wasn't paying attention to their program before. So maybe they're going off of that. But if you're going off of that, then I mean, give it to the other son too, because it's both of them doing it at this point.
Is it him? Is it him that's bringing the eyes to Colorado, or is it his dad? Because people are watching because it's Deion coaching the team, not because Shedeur. I mean, if Shedeur went there and Deion wasn't coaching the team, would all these stars be showing up to see Shedeur play?
I think that it is like the combination of him, his daddy, and his brother, because like Deion Sanders was coaching at Jackson State, right? Like
Yeah.
it was Mississippi, somewhere in Mississippi he was coaching
it was
before.
Jackson.
And they weren't getting as much like attention. Like this happened when they went to Colorado, as all three of them going to Colorado and like making this team, boosting it up and changing the program. But whenever it was Jackson State, or it wasn't the same thing. And Deion was coaching there, so it's kind of like, I mean, it is a black school, so maybe that's why it wasn't getting the attention. But I think it's the combination of all of them, honestly.
No, Shedeur ain't that demure.
That's from Demure.
I agree with Carly. It's the eyes, it's the capital. Because I mean, even I think I heard Shedeur say, before Colorado, even though it's a D1 school, not that many people want to come to. I mean, it's in the cold, it's in the mountains. He said now that they went there, now that they went to school there, it's like got one of the most requested applications. The school has one of the most requested applications. So the way he changed that culture around it is not kind of historic. It is historic. So I mean, you can understand. They had Lil Wayne at their games. They had freaking almost everybody at their games, bro.
That was for Prime. That wasn't for Shedeur. That was for Prime. Everybody wanted to go see Coach Prime. Coach Prime was turning things around. He turned it around at Jackson State. He came to a D1 school. He had all these people saying, they didn't think he could do it or whatever. So all his older buddies came out that he played with or played against in the NFL to show him support. The people that used to watch him that were stars, they used to watch him play the game, they came out to support Prime. They didn't come out to support Shedeur per se.
But who was the leader of that
Prime's son? They came out to see Prime's son play. They didn't come out to see.
Who was the leader of that team? Exactly. He had to perform. Prime couldn't do nothing but sit on the sideline and try to call some plays. Shedeur went out there and performed, and he actually turned that culture around. Prime probably did it off the little fame, but Shedeur had to uphold those values, and he did what he had to do.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
It wasn't a mediocre season.
He riding off his daddy's. He riding off what his daddy.
He better like Bronny James.
Exactly.
He better like Bronny
You
James.
gotta do it. You gotta do it. Why wouldn't you? If any of us, if you flip the script and any of us was in that same position where we got the opportunity to make our lives better off of, like, you might not want to ride off your parents' coattail or whatever, but let's not be stupid here. You're gonna do it. Like, it's just
of course.
Take your opportunity.
I mean, of course you're gonna do it, but let's be real and not sit here and act like Shedeur made his own way and he was so deserving of this award because he's Shedeur Sanders and not Prime's son.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
at least he has like the talent to back it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
No, he don't. He don't.
Yes, that sums it up.
He don't have the talent to back it. That's why his stock is dropping in the NFL. He don't have the talent to back it.
Because they don't need quarterbacks.
Come on, man.
They don't need quarterbacks. They don't want quarterbacks right now.
Y'all know this podcast is supposed to be based on real spiel and telling the truth. Man. We got to tell the truth. We got to tell it like it is, man.
He said he don't deserve it. Oh wow.
We'll see Thursday. We'll be watching the draft live Thursday, so we'll see.
Okay, we're gonna see what type of quarterback he is in the NFL.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair because when you get some different pressure, it's a little different. But
it's perfect for the NFL.
But I feel like all these people that you was naming earlier about like Lil Wayne showing up to the game and all of that, were they doing this when he was in Mississippi? Because like that go back to supporting black-owned businesses. Y'all should be supporting that black college too. Like what's going on?
I think he did have some people that came through.
Yeah, I think Young Dolph came through. He had some people, but superstars came to Colorado though.
Yeah, all the superstars. I mean, it was a big jump from an HBCU to a Power 5 school. So that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But we do need to support our HBCUs like we support these D1 schools.
Because him being there, that was a big thing in the first place. Like, like you get a coach like that to come to your HBCU is huge. So, yeah. But, all right, something else that might be coming back. It's Friday. Would y'all want to see another Friday movie? Like, it's been a long time, but would y'all look forward to that?
I think that time has passed for me personally. Go ahead, DJ.
I don't think so. I mean, man, look, just think about Friday got me laughing because me and my friends, we used to always just everything in our lives was off a Friday movie, no matter if it was the original Friday, Friday after next, the next Friday, like all of that. We like it was a classic staple in my childhood, and I feel like it's just like the Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? It still was good when I watched the last one, so I feel like, yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? I want to see it.
I would say.
Go ahead, Carly.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, why not? I mean, because my thing is, I've been waiting on another Rush Hour. That's one of my favorites. I love Chris Tucker, and I hope that if they do Friday, that they bring Chris Tucker back for it and Mike Epps. I want everybody in the movie, but I'm just wondering, what the plot is gonna be this time around because everybody's a lot older now. Well, not a lot older. They're not old.
Nah, they are.
But,
A lot of cats died out too.
oh yeah, like Debo. Didn't Debo die?
Pops.
Yeah, and Pops, so it's gonna be I'm trying to wonder, who you gonna bring in, but I feel like they're gonna start not even replacing, but bringing in some more characters. I feel like they're gonna probably throw a Kevin Hart in there, something like that. I don't know. Ice Cube, he's made a lot of good movies, so I don't feel like he would fail us with Friday, especially as iconic as he knows that it is. It mean a lot to the culture, so I think it still turned out to be a good movie.
I mean, it would be huge, but I just think it's going to miss the mark because so many of the characters are gone. You know what I'm saying? Felicia says she don't want to do it. She want her own Netflix series based on the character. But where do they go from here? I mean, I don't see how the script comes together. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the Friday after next was a crazy script. It was just based on Christmas, so I feel like he can, like Carly said, he hasn't disappointed us with a movie. I feel like he's gonna figure it out, and it can miss the mark.
Niggas can't be on the corner smoking weed in their 50s and 60s. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna end up doing. It's gonna end up being them as parents, and their kids is gonna end up being acting like them or something like that. It's gonna be like a new generation with the
generation
just around. That's how they always do it. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be
feeling that too.
You said what?
I said I'm feeling that too. I want to see it. I'm feeling that plot.
I just don't think it's gonna hit like the old ones did. I hope it do. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't. I don't know. I would have to see some trailers. So I'm gonna just say this. I'll stay optimistic. I'm not gonna say it'll be trash. Or I'm just gonna leave my comments reserved right now. I want to see some trailers.
I got some hope. I think he'll do it. I mean, because Ice Cube, even movies that he's been in have always been good. You got Boys in the Hood. You got what's that? I'm trying to think of when he's
We got what? Are we there yet? I mean, we got. I mean, my boy Cube got some movies, even from you already said Boys and Hoods, but everything he does, man, is always good. Even his son with the NWA nailed it, and then it's just like Cube has never disappointed us from an album to a movie, so I really don't see how he can do it now. But I mean, a lot of people do say follow-ups do miss the mark. So it's gonna suck if it comes out and it's trash. I don't want to see that to the legacy.
But I mean, there's 5 Bad Boys, and every one of those has always been good. And the last one they had was they were older, and that was still a really good movie. So I don't know. I can't see it being bad, honestly.
I can't.
There has been some stuff that's been bad before. I ain't going, but not from Ice Cube, not from Will Smith. But it's some people that don't disappoint us. So I'm talking to Big Ray.
I'm gonna stay optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully he pull a cat out the bag. I think Chris Tucker and Mike Epps would work well together. I think both of them funny as hell. So it could work. Cat Williams. It just depends on the script.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cat Williams will come and knock all that over.
I just hate it have to be 20 years later. You know what I'm saying?
He'll come in and start exposing.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. It's only 3 Bad Boys? It's got to be more than 3, bro.
It's 4 Bad Boys.
Oh, it's 4? Okay.
Okay, 4. Okay.
I thought it was 5 myself. I didn't got caught up in the hype.
Me too. They've been coming out since the 90s. I thought, that we was
because the last one was called Bad Boys for Life, right? Bad Boys 4
I
what?
think he did it. Oh, it was because I remember the newest one. It was
Wasn't the newest
like,
one called Bad Boys for Life?
It's called Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh,
yeah.
Bad Boys
See,
Ride or Die.
it's 5 of them.
Bad Boy, it's 4 of them. It was the first one was Bad Boys, then it was Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys for Life, and then Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh, okay. I thought the last one was Bad Boys for Life. That's what's up.
That was in 2020. They had one that came out in 2024 last year.
Yep, last year.
It was really good too. So I got my hopes high. All right, y'all. So that's all the topics for this week. I hope y'all are enjoying Easter, and I guess it's 4/22. I don't smoke, but you know, hopefully y'all having fun with that too.
I was gonna say that, is y'all puffing or is y'all praying? You know what y'all doing.
Okay, y'all. We will see y'all next week, same time, same place. And until then, keep spinning the block. Bye, y'all.